Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. It's time for another episode of Coffee with Kelly. This is for the week of October 18th through the 24th. I hope everybody's having a really good week so far. We're coming into a couple of things that are happening astrologically. We have the Taurus full moon that is coming up, and you know Taurus is an earth sign, and the earth signs are related to the coins or the pentacles, and which that means that it's basically the Taurus pot of gold full moon. Really good time for finances. We also have Venus, Mars, and Jupiter in a stellium. So what do you get out of that? Venus is the planet of love, and of course Mars is the red planet. And then you have the expanding planet of Jupiter. So just think about it. You have like a hot love relationship expanding. Has to do with relationships, creativity, sexuality, all that good stuff. So I know we're really all into that. I wanted to talk about something today that I've been observing, and the angels have been really whispering in my ear, almost screaming, saying, Kelly, please talk about this, because this is something that affects everybody. It affects all of us. And before I did that, I wanted to do something, so I made sure that this message will come through with love and with the intention, and that I speak my true heart and a direct message from God. So I'm going to put a little rose essential oil over my throat chakra, because I really would love to speak from a place of love. And I've got this wonderful rose essential oil from a good friend of mine that used to work with me. Her name is Marinela. She's from Bulgaria, and Bulgaria is a really famous place for making wonderful roses. And she brought this for me along the way, and I totally love that. And I also put on my heart pendulum crystals, which are the pink quartz, was for love, and I have that over my heart chakra. My mom gave me that, so that's another tool that's along the way. And I also have the pink quartz here in front of me, so I am constantly reminded to come from a place of love. Oh, another thing, I wanted to show you these lovely earrings. I've got these beautiful handmade earrings from one of my dear friends that we met when we were children, or young kids, teenagers, through coincidence, a life coincidence or synchronicity. And actually, it was a sign, because we're still good friends and we are in our own sister circle. And she sent me these through Love and Light, and her name is Antonia Taylor. You could find her on Facebook. She makes these. She also made this really cool bracelet that I use for my readings, because I feel like, I got the goddess going on. And she also braids hair, so you could find her also on Sean's Braids on Facebook. So I wanted to send a shout out to her for thank you for that also. So what I wanted to talk about today was something that I felt is one of my life purposes to come here. I've always been kind of a defender of people that didn't have a voice, and for a long time I didn't have a voice. So what I wanted to talk about today is that you and I and all of us, you are enough. You are enough. You are a perfect creation. Perfect for whatever your divine path is in life. The way you are is the way you were supposed to be. One of my favorite motivational speakers, and not too many people talk about him anymore because we're all into the new age stuff and everything. And one of my favorite motivational speakers said something that was very beautiful, and I'd love to quote this person. And he said, "Be ye as lilies of the field, for they spin and toil not, yet Solomon in all his glory was not as adorned as one of these. That came directly from Jesus. That came from Christ. These were the things he wanted to show you, that you don't have to be adorned in kingly riches and material things to be on the path that you need to be on. Everybody is who they are divinely through their own intention. We are as lilies. And what would make a lily any more beautiful than a king in a velvet robe with a golden staff? You know, you don't have to struggle, and you don't have to feel less than anybody else who would have a little more material things, because that's not what it's about. Your money is not going to buy you a place in heaven. Your status quo in life is not going to get you there any faster. We're all going down the same path, the same way. And it's like, being on an airplane where you have coach and you have first class. Yeah, it might be a little more comfortable to sit in first class, and I'm sure, everybody would love to sit in first class. I mean, I know I would. But the thing is, we are all going to get there at the same time. We're not going to get there 3 hours faster just because you're sitting in first class. There is absolutely nothing wrong with abundance. Do not get me wrong. I am a personal believer that you could take it within yourself to do whatever you need to get to that place in life where you're living comfortable. But it's the intention in what we do it, which makes us different. The intention. King Solomon was a great king, and he was very well loved and very just, and he had a lot of riches. But God would look at him just as beautiful as he would at his own lilies, at his own nature, at his trees. So what you're seeing is what's on the inside. Your own sense of personal existence is a conditioned belief based on society's lack of awareness of your own true self-being. You are a person of light from within. You don't need to put all that exterior on the outside. That would be like, somebody having a really beautiful house and it was just painted and it's all primped and nice and it looks all beautiful and professional from the outside. But inside that house, it is, total disorder. There is no organization. It's total chaos. Nothing. You're just, your feng shui is messed up. So you have to think of it like that. You have to think of when you see that kind of stuff on the outside, be it material, be it the way you dress, be it the way people see you exteriorly, you have to think what matters is what's on the inside. Because when it's all said and done, we are all going to be standing in the same line when we graduate to go to the next level, and we are all going to be reviewed by the weight of our soul. We're going to be reviewed by what we did in life, what we were, what our purpose was. So what I'm trying to say is that, be loving, be compassionate. When you see people that are going along their path, help them, give them tools. Give them tools like rose water, or it doesn't even have to be something material. Helping somebody along could be a helping hand. It could be a really good piece of advice. It could be just that you are setting a great example. That's the best way to give somebody a tool. Don't ever put anybody down just because we live on a floor underneath you. If you're having a party up there and your life is way better, instead of looking at somebody because they live down on the second floor, why don't you invite them up to the third floor? I mean, that way we could all get somewhere together. You know, when you are beautiful on the inside, you don't need all of that exterior pizzazz to make your light shine, because your light will shine so bright that it'll be worth its weight in gold. Your good examples are worth its weight in gold. Your good advice, your helping hand, your hug that you give somebody is worth its weight in gold. It is bettering your soul. So, more people are drawn to you. I mean, the greatest motivators were humble people. We have Gandhi, and of course we have Jesus, and, endless people. We could be coming from any place at any time. And, some people are thinking, well, let's put it this way. When we go, we can't bring any of our material possessions. That reminds me of a story that I once heard about a very, very well-to-do rich man who, on his dying bed, it was his wish to gather all of the best doctors in the entire world and have them at his procession. And it was also his wish for all his children to be there, gather up all of his riches, and put him in bags. And everybody looked at him like this was, really, really strange. He says, well, these are my 3 wishes. I want all the best doctors in the world there. I want all my worldly possessions taken with me. And when I'm buried, I want my hands buried outside of the casket. And everybody looked at him like, he's lost it. He's really getting somewhere. But he was really trying to teach the people a lesson, because he wanted to show that in his death, all the best doctors in the world were not going to save him when it's his time. And all the riches that he has, he cannot take them with. He wanted to leave them to all of the people who came to see him. And he wanted his hands left outside his casket because he wanted to show that you can't take anything with you. What you take with you is your soul, your interior light, and what it weighs in gold wherever you go. So that's the moral of the story. And, I am a true believer on people who go through the most rough circumstances. I mean, I have friends that are refugees. I have friends or family members who have struggled with addictions, with alcohol, with drugs, whatever that circumstance may be in your life. During your life course, people are like, why did that have to happen to me? Why did I have to have that kind of life? Why did it? No, and then they blame God. It's not God. It's you. You have that kind of life because this is the kind of life purpose that you chose. And I am a firm believer in earth angels, and I believe truly that people who are put in those circumstances were put there because they are strong. They were put there because there are no other earth angels that would have been able to tolerate that circumstance. God uses all of his angels, not just his archangels, not just his prophets, not just his son. He uses everything. Every day he uses us. He puts us in situations, but it's not because he did that. We chose that. We chose that to be part of our lessons on our life path so we could get to our success on where we wanted to go, to higher our vibrations of, who we really truly are in our being. We want our soul to weigh its own weight in gold. That's what we're trying to do, folks. And my lovies, let me tell you, in God's eye, you're enough. You are enough, and you were chosen. And you need to wear those battle scars with pride because you came through with flying colors, and you are elevating yourself. And it doesn't matter what kind of circumstance you had to be in, because we all have our divine energy and our divine spirit to change and create. We can't let childhood traumas or traumas of ex-relationships or traumas with children or traumas with life in general, with war, we cannot sit there and dwell in the past and let our vibrational level lower itself down to the basement. We need to be able to push our own spark of energy inside and make ourselves realize that our true self is light. We are inside. We are there. When this is all gone, this is what's left. And this is what elevates. And that's what counts. So while we're here, everybody, let's try to make it a good one. We all have bad days. Believe me, let me tell you, I have a lot. Everybody has a lot. That brings me to my quote of the week. My quote of the week for this week is, "Your path or mine, all leads to the divine." So you could be the richest person in the world, or a homeless person on the street. You could be a person who goes to church every week. You could be a person who prays daily to God personally. You could be a person who came from a war-ridden country. You could be a person who came from any kind of abuse in past life. And you can be strong because you are enough. You are perfect, and you are going to get where you need to get, because that's where we're all going. We're all going on that same stairway to heaven, and we are all going to get there. Try to make it a good one. So, for my angel cards this week, I decided to, since we're working a little bit with earth angels and we need some guidance, because sometimes when we feel a little down, we need a little reassurance that we're not alone and we have guardian angels. So I'll be using the guardian angel cards today, and they're very gentle, loving, unconditional light that are there for us all the time. And they give us signs, and they give us synchronicities, and they whisper in our ear, and they give us dreams, because this was God's job for them. And God's job for them is to watch over us and hold our hand when we need it, when we're doing our job that God has given to us. So don't ever feel like you're not enough, because you're perfect. So first I'm going to, like I do every week, pray over the cards. Dear Heavenly Father and Mother, please bring us a lovely, loving reading full of light, and give us a message for this week that will really give us the initiative to live our life with purpose. Do a little shuffling. Now these cards are awesome. They have this really pretty, speaking of gold plating on the outside. So you get gold sparks everywhere. It's so angelic. I love it. Angel cards are being shy. One flew out. That'll be for the beginning of the week. And let's see for the middle. Here we go. Middle of the week. And for this coming weekend. I kind of wanted to go back in. Let's see. Try again. Oh. Weekend. Bam. Okay. So, for the beginning of the week, what do we have? We have the 3 of action. The 3 of action. Now, action is the same as it would be in a suit, the fire sign, or the wands. So this would be the 3 of wands. And the 3 of wands is for preparation and doing things ahead of time to get yourself there. It says here that things are working out beautifully. Now that your ship has come in, it's time to decide what your next big project will be. So you're there. It's time for you to start continuing to choose to build upon your successes and move onto something entirely different. And it also says be willing to travel if it's necessary. So this is a good way to start off the week. It says you're there. Your ship is waiting for you. Got to get on it. Once you're on it, you got to figure out with a little foresight and preparation, what are you going to do next? So you're putting one foot in front of the other with your 3 of action card, fire sign. Let's do it. We got that moving on. So for the middle of the week, we get open your heart. Open your heart. Open your heart with crystals. Love, pink love. Open your heart. Now, this is a 6 card. In traditional tarot, this is the Lover's card. Now, the Lover's card can go either way. It's a choice. It's a choice on your unions. It doesn't necessarily have to do with husband and wife. It could also do with, family members, friends, extended family. But it says to allow yourself to grow and bloom. And you waited for this emotionally fulfilling experience for a very long time. So it's there. So you've been preparing things. You've been taking action. Now it's here. You got the Lover's card. Now in traditional tarot, this was really scary card. This was the card where it had like the man and the woman chained up. And it was like kind of like a devil figure sitting on the throne. But the chains weren't really tied to anything. It was your choice. Yeah, you had that spectacle before you, and you had that illusion that you were chained up. But you're there because there's a reason for you to be there. Because you took action to get there where you're at. So it says, make choices by listening to your heart with your love crystal of pink quartz. And then follow the steps that you're guided to take. Joy will lead you to a vibrant and healthy life. So, now that you've prepared and your ship came in, now you got to make a decision. What are you going to do with that? And we have that Venus, Mars, Jupiter stellium, which is all about big creativity and big thing in relationships and it's expansion. So this is kind of time telling you where you need to start taking some choices. It doesn't necessarily have to be with your love life. It could be in your business life also, that you've been preparing to do something and now it's there. Your love could be a love of photography. You've been buying your film and getting all the best equipment and taking all these pictures, and you got all these pictures and you really got it in your mind that you want to do an exhibit, and all of a sudden you get a phone call and they're like, you know what, we've seen your work, we're really into you, and we loved all your planning, we want to give you an exhibit. That's your choice right there. So you got to decide. You have to decide what you want to do. Everything is by our own choice. So by the weekend, we get the Go Within card. The Go Within card is a great card. This is, in traditional tarot, this would be the High Priestess. She is the feminine inner wisdom that we have. She's the guarder of secrets. So if you have to make a decision here from whatever you were doing, whatever you need, your love life, your business, your decisions that you are passionate about, on the weekend it says, go inside. Listen to your inner wisdom. Listen to your heart. Talk with your divine self. She will reveal to you what you need. Not necessarily she could be just an object of which could give you your internal focus. None of these things that I do here necessarily need to be done. I mean, tarot, it's a fun way. It's fun. But it also, it's a tool. And you could use, there's many tools you can use. You can use crystals, you can use the Bible, you can use the Quran, you can use oracle cards. These are just your way of focusing your mind and your intentions to what needs to be done. So she's telling you to go within. It says that you are a very intuitive person and you have wonderful insights waiting inside of you. You just need to reflect, meditate, go in and see what you really want. And there's no need to take any action right now, so be patient. So everything is well prepared and well at your door. The thing is, my dear angels, once you've prepared and your ship has came in and they're knocking at your door, it's your choice whether you want to open that or not. So I'd like to end this week by sending everybody love and surrounding everyone in a huge, huge protective bubble of white light, and send you lots of blessings. Have a great week. Thank you for watching once more, and don't forget to always hold the light. Bye-bye.